Yeah, Lauren was my neighbor. We're just trying to find out where she is at this point. I mean, no one has seen her since Saturday. I mean, the last time anyone heard from her was an email that she sent out, and I mean, no one's heard from her since.
And did you see her hang out with anyone at the time or anything like that?
I mean, no one has seen her since Saturday. I haven't seen anything. I mean, we always hear noise outside, but it's just people walking by pretty much.
And she just recently graduated from Mercer?
Yeah, she and we were both JD students. We graduated back in May.
What kind of person was she? I mean, what did you see?
I mean, she's as nice as can be. I mean, very personable, very much a people person.
Do you know any enemies she might have had, somebody that might want to hurt her?
No, I mean, we don't know where she is. I mean, the only thing we can think is that maybe she went out running and someone snatched her.
Welcome to Beyond the Devil. I'm Beeb. This is my co-host Taban.
Hello.
Today we're talking about a very strange case, the strange case of Stephen Mcdaniel. Unfortunately, this one does end in a murder. The murder of a woman called Lauren Giddings, 31 years old. This took place in 2011. The purpose of this video is to talk about Stephen Mcdaniel, the crimes that he committed, and generally the bizarre interrogation he had. If you're familiar with true crime, you're probably familiar with this case. If you've seen that chapter or Jim Can't Swim, you're probably familiar with this case. But we're going to be talking about it anyway, because what makes it interesting is the investigation part and the fact that the murderer showed up on TV and was almost caught red-handed by a TV interviewer. Stephen Mcdaniel had a strange fascination with his neighbour, Lauren Giddings. Both of them were studying law together. Lauren didn't want to go on a date with Stephen, he had asked, but they remained close-ish friends. And this all culminated in Stephen stealing his building's keys, breaking into her apartment and murdering her, which he then dismembered her in a bathtub, cleaned up the evidence, then hid the body in the trash. When the trash collectors skipped a day or were late, the body was found. And Stephen was being interviewed when they told him this, and he had a very strange reaction on TV. Is very famous, it's very infamous about what exactly his reaction is for. Is he freaking out because he knows that he's going to be caught, or is he putting on an act because he was acting that he didn't know Lauren was dead? He thought she was missing at this point. I think it's a combination of both things.
What about in the parking lot area? I know they've been doing a lot of, I think that's where they have recovered the body or whatever they recovered from there.
Body?
Had you seen anything there? Had you seen anything there? I mean, we don't know if this is the same person. You know what I mean? Like, they took out a body there earlier. We don't know if it's the same person or not. So that's how we're trying to ask people if they know who lived there. Are you okay, sir?
I think I need to sit down.
Okay.
Well, he sits down and has a cry, a fake cry, a real cry.
Yeah, because he knows she's dead, obviously.
Yeah, he was pretending that she was alive at that point and she was missing, and he was part of the investigation. Unlike Chris Watts, he was clever enough to actually walk around her apartment and leave evidence of himself that had been there, so if investigators would find his DNA in there, he could just say, well, I was in there.
Yeah,
so he did have that foresight. He knew, at least to do that. I mean, he was studying law at the time. What we don't understand is why he had some kind of emotional or mental breakdown while having an interview.
I don't know anyone that would want to hurt her. She was as nice a person as there is.
Yeah, she's from Maryland.
Yeah, I mean, she was from up in Maryland. I mean, all her family was there, as far as I know. I mean,
What's going on in your mind right now? Like, what are you thinking?
Why would anyone do this?
You didn't hear anything?
No. I just heard something. Maybe I could have held it.
Okay, don't worry.
And why the interrogators were as bad as they were, why he somehow shut them down with his peculiar acting.
Seen her?
Yes.
Or she got, that's how she looks.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, this was in 2010. Who do you think took Lauren away?
I don't know.
Well, I need your help.
We're not sure why. Apparently there's footage after the interrogation where his mum comes in to speak with him and he breaks out of whatever spell he's under and just acts normal again, but it's a very strange thing to do and it didn't pay off. He's still in prison, he still got imprisoned, he got indicted for her murder, thankfully.
Last couple of weeks of your case, I was strongly in your corner, believing you were innocent. But this computer evidence that came in from the GBI, the fact that you peeping in this kid.
A student of law like Stephen shouldn't have interacted with the police at all. So in a way,
Did he have to go there? Or was he asked to go there and under free?
I'm pretty sure they took him there at that
Yeah.
point. I'm fairly sure he was under arrest. But you don't have to speak to the police. You should wait for an attorney. Don't listen to the people that say talking to the police makes you look not guilty.
Because they're there to basically
Don't know what they're talking about.
get guilt.
You do not have to talk to the police if you don't want. You should wait for an attorney in America. So it is strange that Stephen didn't know this as he was studying law and instead went into this bizarre mental shutdown that he did. And why on earth the investigators couldn't break him down in this way, I don't know.
Do you think maybe he was having an anxiety reaction, like he
Maybe.
couldn't talk to people?
Maybe.
Or maybe it became real to him in his head. If like before it was kind of like a game or an imaginary thing to him. And
There was a psychological distance between him and the crime that he had committed.
Yeah.
Up until that point where it became very
and then he didn't
real, and then
know how to get out of
he
it.
had, yeah, that kind of emotional response to it.
Do you know why he was obsessed with her?
I think he was just an incel.
just in love with her?
Yeah, there are videos of him outside of her apartment looking through with a video recorder. Very creepy.
And she was okay with him. She actually liked him, like a friend.
Yeah, I mean, they do say that they were friends in all of these media reports that I've read. I don't know how true that actually is. You know, friends is on a spectrum.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe she just tolerated him, felt pity for him. Maybe, I don't suppose we'll ever know.
Did do you know how they caught him?
The fact that they found her torso in the trash that had not been collected was what led them to arrest him.
He's been.
As far as I know, yeah.
Yeah.
It was either his or hers.
So that's what.
He left it out there, yeah. So somebody found that, and they pounced on Stephen straight away. Maybe because of his strange TV interview that he did.
And the last thing that anyone, there was an email that she sent out after 10 that night where she sent to, I think it was someone in Atlanta, a friend of hers in Atlanta, and she said that she was afraid in her apartment that she thought that someone had tried to break in on Thursday night, and she was afraid to stay in there. But
Where did you hear that from Joe?
He pulled it up and we read it off the screen.
She had said that to a friend in Atlanta?
Yeah, I can't remember his name. But
And you hadn't heard anything on Thursday night?
No.
She never came to you to tell you anything?
No, if she had, I could have done something. I could have lent her a handgun. I've got a little handgun that I have for defense. And yeah, something. If she was afraid in her apartment, then get her out of there.
Well, he's obviously somebody who knows her, so I suppose
they're going to look into it.
They want to look into it.
Yeah, but a lot of the interrogation has moments where Stephen clearly knows more than the interrogators. When they say stuff like, "We found your DNA all over the apartment," Stephen would obviously know that that doesn't matter because he was in her apartment while he was searching for her.
Where? I don't know. Steve, you're going to look at this right here, this little girl right here, and you're going to say you don't know? I know you know. I don't know. Yes, you know. What are you going to say tomorrow when I say we got your hair with the body? What are you going to say to me then? Because you know, like I go like that. Look at my hair. That's how easy it falls out. Look at all that on your head. You don't think nothing fell out? It did. It did, Stephen. We just wanted to give you an opportunity to tell it, so you didn't look like a monster at the end. Because you know what? I don't believe that you're a monster, Stephen. I believe that you're a good guy. You've been picked on. Girls didn't show you the respect that you deserved. You did something stupid. And I believe you feel bad about it. And that's why you're all freaked out right now. Your hair is there, man. Your hair is there. We got your hair with the body. How's that, Stephen? I don't know. Yes, you do know. Yes, you do know, Stephen. That's right, buddy. See that? Look at it. See how easy?
Oh, you know, we found clumps of your hair and fingerprints and stuff like that. He was wearing a mask and gloves, so why was he acting like that in the interview?
If he hadn't have been such a weirdo in the interview, he probably could have talked his way out of it because he was that smart that he'd thought of all the angles, really.
He at least knew in some way how to commit a crime of that magnitude. He knew to wear a mask, he knew to wear gloves, he knew how to dispose of a body.
Hey, stop giving him tips on how to kill.
Yeah, he took the key so he didn't have to do a break-in. There's a lot of things that he did right.
Yeah, but don't you think he probably should have done a break-in rather than enter with the key? Break-in would have made it look a bit more like...
Makes way too much sound.
Yeah, true, yeah.
Stuff like that. And if he could get him with the key, it really could be anyone with the key. Not that it couldn't with the break-in, but I think it'd be a bit more obvious. In a lot of ways, he did have the interrogators bang to rights, but I think what got him in the end was that the evidence was too overbearing for him to really overcome.
Yeah. So
it doesn't matter if he had stayed silent during that interrogation, which he should have done if he actually knew what he was studying. But yeah, a jury obviously found him guilty, and that's the end of Stephen Mcdaniel.
With him sitting in the room and staring away, he does end up talking to them, doesn't he? Did he get any information?
They get some information out of him, yeah.
He does speak. But the vast majority of it is him sat by a table with the investigator in his face, isn't it? Don't they just pretty much play hardball cop and just keep literally just saying his name over and over again?
Eventually, the interrogation is so bad that they just turn to insulting him, insulting how he looks, insulting his hair, insulting his attitude. They call him a virgin at some point, I'm pretty sure. They say there's no video games in prison, Stephen. It's very bad.
All right. I just got to ask you a few more questions. Okay. You came down earlier tonight. Me and you talked. All right. You don't have any weapons on you, do you?
No.
That's just you. What's wrong? You know I'm Detective Patterson, right?
Yes.
Do you remember? Put your hands up here. You remember us talking earlier tonight, right?
Yes.
You remember me earlier in the day?
Yes.
When we came down here and talked a little bit and then we left?
Yes.
Okay. I need to know about this girl right here. You know her?
Yes.
Who is that?
Lauren Giddings.
Does she live next door to you?
Yes.
When's the last time you seen her?
2 or 3 weeks ago.
Okay. Was you friends with Lauren?
Yes.
Look at me when you talk to me, son. Okay. Okay. Was you friends with her?
Yes.
Close friends?
We were good.
I mean, y'all were friends, right? Both of
Yes.
y'all are law students. You're studying to be an attorney, right?
Yes.
What kind of law do you want to go into? Criminal law?
Yes.
Civil? Is that what you want to do for a living?
Yes.
Okay. Walmart on the east side of Gray Highway? Or which Walmart do you go to when you go to Walmart?
Gray Highway.
You don't ever go out to Zeppelin Road?
I don't think so.
You never been out there? You know where Zeppelin Road, the new Walmart?
No.
You don't? So you just basically go to the one on Gray Highway?
Yes.
Okay. You got your ass on that fucking news and stood out there and gave a media report that her mother saw about her missing daughter. And you want me to sit there and tell him that you don't know?
Yes.
What's up with the pair of underwear that was in your apartment? That was like a mask. It was cut out like a mask. Do you cut underwear out to look like a mask?
No.
How many guns did you have in your apartment?
3.
What are they? Do you know what they are?
A rifle.
What kind of rifle did you have?
An AK semi-automatic.
Where'd you buy it from?
Classic Arms.
I mean, earlier today, me and you sit here and talk normal. What's going on with you now? Why are you acting like this? I need to know. Why all of a sudden you're acting like this?
I don't understand.
Okay. Earlier today, we sat here and talked. But now you're acting like you don't know what's going on.
Tactics that they would use though that would
I
work.
don't think so, no. I think it's just the fact that the interrogation, it was that frustrating trying to get anything out of him that they were just turning to insults when insults are not going to work against someone like that.
What I want you to do, I'm going to ask you this question. I want you to describe to me how you feel right now. You don't know how to answer that with a yes or no, do you?
I don't know what's going on. I watched some videos online.
Did you clean up?
No.
You didn't?
No.
You smell like you've been cleaning up, like you've been using cleaner to clean up. I know what that smells like. My wife smells like that all the time when she cleans the house. You've been using some kind of cleaner to clean up your apartment, hadn't you?
No.
Steven, you telling me you live like a man? How does your apartment get cleaned?
I clean it.
Okay. When was the last time you cleaned it, Steven?
I I don't remember.
Was it this week?
No.
You mean you go a whole week without cleaning?
Yes.
Why? That's horrible, Steven. You know, and me and you both know it's no different than when you was a little kid, right? And you reached in that cookie jar and you got caught after your mama told you not to get that cookie. And when she was, did you get a cookie? No. And whenever you tell a lie, you feel bad about it right then. One, with every lie, there's a chance you're going to get caught. And that weighs on you. Because you know you did something bad. Am I right?
I didn't do it.
You didn't take the cookie?
No.
What'd you do, buddy?
No.
I mean, what do you just stay in the house all day?
Yes.
I mean, what do you do all day in the house?
Play video games.
By yourself?
Yes.
You never talk to anybody on the phone or anything?
If they call me.
Well, who called you?
Parents.
I mean, you've always done that your whole life? You don't have no friends?
I have
How can you go
friends.
your whole life without a friend?
I have friends.
Where they at? Where they at? You have any friends here in Macon?
Yes.
Name one, because everybody I talked to said they ain't your friend.
Ryan Granger. Cass Lawson. Ashley Morehouse. Carmen Love.
That's the same people I talked to today, and they're not your friend. Okay? They're not your friend. I mean, it's all over anyways. I just wanted to know what was going on tonight. The game's over. I mean, we know what you did to her, so we just want to know what you, if you were going to tell us or not.
I didn't do anything.
Well, that's what you say. But we know different, so you're fucked either way. You're fucked. We already know. And everybody out there, all your friends know that you're down here because of what happened to Lauren. So all those friends that you thought you had are not your friends anymore. Okay, there'll be no more video games. Alright? At all. This is the end. Is there anything you want to say?
I didn't do anything.
That's what you say. That's what you say. Stick to your story. Because it's over. We're tired of talking to you. Okay? We know you killed her. We know you put her body in the trash can.
When someone shut down that much, there's no information you can pry out.
Is that buried into his brain somewhere that they can't get him
Yeah,
out?
but really I don't know what they could have done. Leave him alone. Maybe maybe they wouldn't need anything from him at all because the evidence was enough, you know. And even if you are completely silent to the police and you don't say anything, the people that say that makes you look guilty, in some way are right, because I think if that goes to trial, which it will, and it did obviously, they can show the jury that this person does not want to talk, you know. If, like the people that think you should talk to the police, if the person is innocent, they say, then they should have no problem talking to the police.
But it is
That's not
always
the way
that
it works in
simple,
real
yeah.
life, sadly.
Again, like with Chris Watts being funny in the way that he acts through his videos that they've taken of him, it's the same in the way that the interrogation is the funniest part. It's just so strange to watch. Does he speak to just one investigator, or does he
There's
have another
two.
one come in?
They do come in and take turns, and then they both do it as well. this strange bullying tactic that they've got going on. It's basically bad cop, bad cop. But
because they get that frustrated.
they got a lot of criticism for that, the police department, Macon Police Department. You know, everyone's an armchair detective, an armchair interrogator. You know, I could get the truth out of him. You don't know.
You've just reminded me of what I was thinking about. Was it's very easy to say Stephen's smart, he should know this and all that, but like you just said, when you're sat in it, hindsight's 20/20, as they say. It's easy to look at a video and say, yeah, you should do this and do that, but when you're being interrogated and potentially going to jail for the rest of your life, it's pretty hard to maintain a proper focus and act the correct way that he would be wanting to act in that situation. So you could say he just had a complete mental collapse. You know, it's easy for people to say, oh yeah, you should have done this or I'd have done that, but when you're in the moment and you don't know what it's like until you're actually having it. And I think that a lot of people forget this when people are doing strange things in situations, that people do act very, very differently when they're panicking or in danger or having some kind of anxiety or panic attack. It is not so cut and dry and simple as it may seem watching a video and saying, like you said, an armchair detective, like we are right now. You know? Yeah. Well, it's very easy to sit there and say, I can, you know, oh, you can do this or you should have done that. Very true. But luckily, they did get him because obviously he needed to be arrested and put in prison. But yeah, what a surreal and strange case again. Very sorry, very bad for the family and very bad for the victim. But the right guy's behind bars, so that's pretty much as we can do. And like you said, very unlikely that he should get out of jail. And by the time he does, if he did, the world would be a very different place by then.
Yeah, I hope that he never sees the light of day again.
But he probably does have video games in prison, to be fair.
Yeah, he probably does. Yeah. He probably has a PS5.
He shouldn't be allowed. By the time he comes out, video games will be very different anyway.
Obviously, in conclusion, there isn't anything funny about the fact that Lauren Giddings lost her life. So it is good that Stephen's behind bars, but this whole thing could have been avoided easily. It's nothing to do with her, it's not her fault at all, it's just the fact that Stephen was a strange person. And he probably should have gotten some help while he could. Maybe this is a criticism of the mental health services we have in our country and America. Something could have been done to avoid this, I think. I don't think it was an inevitable outcome. This has been Beyond the Devil. I'm Beeb. My co-host is Taban. Please like, share, subscribe, dislike, comment, just interact with us in any way. We'll probably reply, but you know, be nice. Don't be a jerk. Just say something nice. Or anything you want to say, as long as it gets us on the algorithm. Like us and share on Netflix and Hulu, Disney Plus. Let's have a good day.
Don't forget Microsoft Bing as well.
Microsoft Bing. Get those Bing points. Yep. Send me your Bing point. Anyway, thanks for watching.